Welcome back to the Sunny Stampin' Studio. In today's video, I want to show you a super simple, super quick way to dress up your Halloween treats. Why don't we get started? First thing you're going to need is a piece of designer paper that's 3 inches by 12 inches. You want to match up the edges, hold them down, and then take a bone folder and crease along the fold line so that you now have your piece folded in half. Now if your paper has a pattern on it, take a quick look at it just to make sure that the pattern that's going to be on the front is facing in the right direction. You're now going to grab your word window punch, flip it upside down, and push it in as far as it goes. Once you've done that, you then want to center it between the left and right edges and punch. Now grab yourself your foam mat and paper piercing tool and pierce a hole in each corner. Now make sure as you're doing this your holes are far enough in that when you insert your brad, the prongs aren't going to overhang the edge. So I'm now grabbing 2 brads from the Earth Elements collection. Now these are actually more mustard brads, but if you look at them, they're close enough in color to the pumpkin pie that they coordinate. So once you have the prongs inserted, you want to make sure they're rotated so that they don't overhang the edges of the designer paper. Next thing you're going to do is to grab some sticky strip. You could probably also do this with snail adhesive, but whenever I work with anything that's 3-dimensional, I like to use sticky strip. And you want to run a piece of it all along the left and right edges. So you start just to the inside of the score line and get as close to the edge as you can and as close to the top as you can, like so. Once you've done that, you want to peel off the red backing. Now that you have the backing peeled off, just very carefully fold your designer paper downwards so that it's now sealed. So you've got the little pouch. You can now grab whatever you're going to put inside. This one, the height of it is specifically designed for the pixie sticks. If you want to do this one, which is just a chocolate lollipop, then this piece of designer paper is 3 inches by 8 inches. So you basically just need to adjust the height based on what treat you're putting inside. So when you're first inserting your treat, you do very carefully have to, now you may find it easier to use something like a bone folder or the edge of a pencil just to lift up the pouch, because as you can see it can be a little bit snug. That is important though, because that's going to make sure that your treats aren't going to go falling out. And so you can then slide your treats in like so. And as you can see, they're nicely held in place, like they're not going to go falling out as you're handling this. I'm going to grab a 13-inch piece of the pumpkin pie striped grosgrain ribbon, and I want to go ahead and tie that in a knot. Like so. Once you've done that, you can grab your craft and paper scissors and just trim the edges. Okay, next thing you're going to need is to create the tag for it. So you want a scrap of Whisper White cardstock, and you're going to grab some kind of a tag stamp. Now I can't actually remember the name of this stamp set, but I will put it up on the video screen so that you can see once I check this out. Once you've stamped your greeting, you want to grab the small tag punch. So you just center it around the tag like so and punch it out. And then you're going to grab the large tag punch. Now here I have a scrap of pumpkin pie cardstock, and I'm just going to punch out the large tag. Now you're going to need some snail adhesive or some other type of adhesive to stick the tag to the pumpkin pie piece. I forgot to grab out my snail adhesive, so I'm just using a little piece of sticky strip. And you want to center and stick that down like so. Once you've done that, grab yourself a 1/16 inch handheld circle punch and just punch a hole in the top of the tag. I now have a piece of silver elastic cord, and this is from our Holiday Mini Catalog. Make sure you stock up because it's only available until January the 4th, and I find that it doesn't matter what time of year it is, I like to use this for tying tags to my projects and other things. So I'm now going to slide my cord underneath my pumpkin pie knot, and I'm going to tie my cord in a knot. Then I'm just going to adjust my tag, tie the end, or trim the ends of my cord, and I'm done. See how fast that was? So once again, you can either do that for your pixie sticks, you can do it for a lollipop, or you can adjust it based on whatever size of treat you have. Because it uses only a 3x12 inch piece, you can get 4 per every 12x12 sheet of designer paper, and then you just pick your paper to coordinate with whatever treat you have inside. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you have fun making some of these for Halloween. Thanks again.